Good morning. Good morning, our dear viewers and the audience. First of all, I would like to thank all of you that you joined us for our master class, the movement for acting as the key to the role. And I would like to express all my thanks to all of those people who organized and who helped to carry out to this masterclass to happen. And I'm very thankful to the State Institute of the Performing Arts, where we're stayed today. With a special warmth, I would like to express all my thanks to all my pedagogues, especially to Corinne Sum and to Stephen Wesson, the students and assistant of the legendary Etienne Decroux, and also to Vadim Golikov, the great director of the Tavstanogov School and the graduate alumni of this institute. Our masterclass has the target and the reason to follow the way from the simple exercise to a very full expression. The first part of our meeting is supported and made by the Technique Decroux, which was created by the teacher who was the reformer of the European theatre. This technique appeared in the middle of the last century and is part of the system Decroux, which is the very unique instrument which is directed for formation of the actor. Etienne Decroux announced his idea of the initial state of the body in this stage. So this system works in order to be the instrument for training for body, because body is the main mean and the main instrument for expression. The second part is dedicated to help students develop the work in ensemble. So they originate from the French Théâtre du Soleil. Today, in our masterclass, we have students of this institute who are the future actors, and this is a course of the professor Andrei Valerievich Tolshin. Well, first of all, I would like to wish you success with our students. This is the third grade students. I'm very happy that we have a variety of different programs in our course, and we also decided to try the Decroux technique, because this is a very new thing for education in Russia. And let me just wish you success, and let me just introduce our students. Ivantsova, Elizabeth, this is not the whole course, but today we're in pandemic, and we always wear masks, just for you to understand that we wear masks. So this is part of the course today. So here we are online with the part of our course. I wish you success. Okay, will you please build yourself in the 3 lines? This is the first year for us when we are practicing the Decroux technique. Before that, we had rhythmic. Before we come to the Decroux technique, we need to exercise the basic things from the classical dance. This is what our students used to do, because we need to develop the positioning thinking and understanding of the tectonic of the dancing technique. Preparation. So we make our waist round, our elbow, moving elbow, and you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Heels together, in, out. Heels together, out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Coordinate your breathing, your shoulders and your heels. Inhale, exhale, relevé. Shoulders down, elbows to the sides, heels on the earth. And in tempo, please. Follow Lisa. 1, 2, 3. Keep your heels on the floor. And go down softly with the breathing out. Flat, position number 2, flat back. Breathe in, go down, keeping your back straight. Down, bend it down. Keep your knees in. Breathe in softly. Then raise your back with your chin touching your chest and the neck. Release yourself. Inhale up your hands and then go down, keeping your back flat and straight. Breathe out. Then from down to the top, you raise your back, spine after spine, chin on the chest, and go up. And once again, breathe in. And parallel to the floor, you keep going down. Breathe out. Release your body. Again, it goes up, spine after spine. In the upper part, your chin touches your neck and your chest. Thank you. Position number 1. Turn your feet 45 degrees. Hands loose, down. Turn your elbows. Give necessary position to your back. Forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relevé. Staccato. On the vertical position, go down and open your arms. Don't break your wrists. Hands. I want to see your fingers and I want to see your wrists. Compile your hands, your knees, and put your heels on the floor. When you breathe out, resonance in your wrists, get back to the position number 1. We do not accompany, do not follow with the music your positions. This exercise has a Greek name. Here you see staccato and legato at the same time. The musical nature of the movement was studied by Meyerhold and Decroux as well. He studied very actively the nature of the musical moment of the movement and all the stitches of the musical movements are same important as the text itself. That's why staccato and legato and the possibility to shift from one step to another is very important for us. So inhale, breathe in, exhale, relevé, staccato. We keep vertical position and go down following the vertical position. Open your arms, keep your elbows. Start with your right arm. Your wrist goes the first, you follow the wrist. On your breath out, keep your knees together. Heels on the floor, resonance in your wrist, and get back to position number 1. We've got here three-dimensional space. How can it look in our Hamas? Basic positions. Turn to the right, and then turn forward. Get back to the side, and then turn right. With the upper movement, you look immediately to this point. I get back again and look at the same point and get back. Then turn to the right. Turn to the right with your chest, bow to the right and bow back. Return back, then to the side and forward. Just watch at this diagonal and then return back and get back. Turn your chest left, bow to the left and bow to the forward. Return to the side and right, forward. Get back. And the last position is turn to the left and backward. Return to the side and return. With one movement, look at the diagonal, back and again, back. Etienne Decroux built the hierarchy for different limbs, different parts of the body during the process of expression of the movement. First of all, one interested in the corp, because this is the basic thing for expression. First goes the hands and the arms, and then the wrists and the face in opposition, as opposed to the pantomimic used in the 19th century. So we need to search detailedly the corp movements. So translation forward, moving forward, relevé, to the right, forward, inhale, open, starting from the left, forward, elbows higher than your wrists, hands together, heels on the floor. Same we do to the left side. Left, left, translation to the left. Hands are back. Exhale, relevé, heels are together. Inhale, open. Open your arms, don't break your wrists. And from the right side, wrists are going ahead, right in front of you. Return back your arms. Exhale, get them together. Exhale, put your chest back. Exhale, heels on the floor, translation back, and return back. The axis and understanding of the axis and also managing of the axis are very important for plastic expression. Axes are like the note keys for us, and we build the elements of our plastic texts on this axis. What else can we do with the translation? What else can we do with the translation with the axis? We can move it aside. Position number 2. And we make a translation. We are moving right forward, connecting the staccato and legato like in music. Head, pause, chest and arms, wrists. Take your arms back to your hips. Go down. The arm is following your wrist. Your feet are on the floor. Returns chest and put your head back. Let's repeat it once again. Ready? Pause. Chest. Your wrist, hips, support. Unclose, open, chest, head to the left. Ready? The sharper your staccato, the easier and the better your attention. This is a very important moment of the training. This is like the empty point in the space which Peter Brook spoke about. To the left, pause, chest, resonance, wrists follow, wrists lead your arms. Draw your down, then slide aside, put your hips, chest, resonance, and the head. Head, pause, chest, wrists, hips, support, down goes your wrist, open your position, chest, resonance, head. Position number 1. We remain the idea of the vertical. Now you show collapse. And you think with your axis, you draw yourself up slowly, legato. Your head is connected to your neck. Then shoulders go in this movement, then back, vertical back. You contract your hips, the top of your head goes up. Your waist. We're thinking with your axis, head plus neck plus shoulders plus back. Back. Your back is straight. Your pelvic. Once again, push it back. Your top. Let's connect it. Your hips, your elbows. With one movement, the top of your head goes together with everything. Once again. Second line. Don't jump with your shoulders, just drop your shoulders. Hop. And the last time, get everything loose and relax. Position number 2. Scale. Get back to scales. What about scales? Musicians don't play scales at their performances, at their concerts. We don't show them as well, but we need to exercise them. We try our scales because this is an instrument for us in order to show the slightest nuances of the feeling and expressions. Ready? Legato. The scale goes right. Right now, we're going to see the scales regarding different departments. For example, the head, turn it right in relation to the right part. Here, we've got the center in relation to which you perform your turning, get back, and then go down lower to the point right here in the lower part of your neck. And here we turn, we bow your head and the neck. And the next part is the point in the middle of your chest, and 45 degrees it goes to the side. Then the next stage is the waist, and we find the point in the middle, and we go to the side with your torso. And then the most interesting thing begins. These are axes. And your fingers, your toes work here. Then the opposite axe, it's your knee and the top of your head. We see an exact diagonal related with this center in the upper part of the right hip, and get back. Then we do the double axe through the relevé. And same here, we see the diagonal, your knee and the top of your head. And the last element in this scale is the Tour Eiffel. Well, Tour Eiffel, this is the Eiffel Tower. Here it's very important, make another Tour Eiffel, Eiffel Tower. Tour Eiffel to the right. Let's look at Kirill. In Tour Eiffel, you have to reach the edge of the balance with a hanging effect. To the right. Now all together. Articulation. Head. Put it down. Head plus neck. Put it down. Chest. Return it back. Your waist. Put it back. First axe. Put it back to the hips. Double through the relevant. Staccato here. When we perform staccato, the text, we articulate it same precisely. The classical text should be articulated same as the verbal text. Staccato we're doing same precisely and distinctly, just lightly. Chest back. First axe back. Double through relevé. Back. To the left side, the same thing. Legato, head, back, head and neck, chest. We draw a line. First axe, put it back, the opposite knee, and double through relevé. Tour Eiffel. And returning. Repetition. The head. And chest. And yet the first axe. Keep to the axe. The opposite knee. Back. Double through the relevé. Tour Eiffel. Back. Staccato here. Easier, lighter, and same precisely. Head, neck, chest, torso. First axe, back, opposite. Double through relevé, Tour Eiffel. Position number 1, scale. Scales and the work with the imaginable axis, they connect the movement with the imagination from the very first stage of raising and educating your body. This is very important for actors, for further work on the side when you have the very specific expression of the actor. Legato from the very first right. Keep yourself to the line and first X. The knee goes together and the double. Get back, Tourafel. Pay attention, this is an illusion that we are on both hands, on both feet, but we are standing here just on one, only on one feet. It's an illusion that we're on both feet. The body is supported only by one feet here. Head, neck, chest, back, together with the waist. First axe, opposite knee, double through releve, put it back, to refill till the end of your ankle. Connect your top of your head with your ankles. Back, return to the right. Ready. Head, back, neck, back, chest, back, wrist, waist, axe knee, opposite knee, and the double. Tourafel up to the very end of your ankle. You completely finish your exercise, and only after that it can pass to the next stage. Neck, back, chest, torso, back, stretch on your axis, double, back, stretch your toes on your feet. Next, we looked at the possible inclinations from the axis and the point between your heels, and now we will perform the Tourafel only to one side. So with your imagination, you keep your top of your head in the air, up in the air, and we move legs to the right side of ours to make the Tourafel to the left. Elbows to the side. Tourafel to the right. And we keep our head in the top of the air and just move your head, your legs. And then back. Let's do the same thing to the left. And keep your head in the air. Then stretch yourself up. Keep yourself in the air. Let's look at Kirill. To the right. Move the top. Move your feet. Stretch. And back. Move. And again, not so broadly. And back. Let's do it all together. To the right, back to the vertical. And then always check your line. Tour Eiffel to the right. Get back to the vertical. Back, back, to the right. Get the top of your head fixed in the air. Get back to the vertical. Breathe out. Once again. To the right. To the right. Keep your head in the air. Get back to the vertical. And now let's try to do it without getting back to the vertical. So let's move to your, remember about moving back your feet. Yeah, we connect your imagination every time. Very good to the right. Very good to the left. Thank you. And now what we're going to do next. So we know already the triple drawing, the triple pattern. So to this simple element, we just will add the movement of your head, and it will create a very simple phrase, which a short period of life might be lived within this phrase, just with the help of this element. I mean the turn of your head with the intonation staccato in the diagonal. We've got the working diagonal. There might be object in the left, and there would be downward in the left. We turn your head not mechanically with your muscles, but with your attention, as if there is some object that all of a sudden attracted our attention. We turn our head, and immediately when you own the object, you perform the tour Eiffel to the object. It attracts us. We remain to be inside of Tour Eiffel, for we could have the process inside of us to refuse from the object and get back to the object with our vertical. So staccato, let's start with the right diagonal up, and then Tour Eiffel to the right. We try to consider, we try to compile all these signs inside, and we get back completely with the whole body to the vertical. The same thing we do to the left-hand side. Staccato, legato, connect these two elements. Even here, the text appears. Technique Decroux allows us to create the text. Get back. Get back to the vertical position. And let us take the object right down and then connect legato up to the end of your ankles. When you're ready to refuse the object, this is not what I need, suppose. I made sure I get back. And to the left, down, our last point, left, down, up to the end of your ankles. Get back. When you got the motivation for getting back, it's important to understand that every movement has its preliminary motivation. There is a preliminary motivation. If we lose it, if we miss it, then the movement is not going to be impressive. So now, let us try. Let us try to move. You're going to move in the rhythm made by Kirill, but the object are going to be chosen in those axes which you're going to choose on your own, individually, because each of you has your own position regarding the object you choose. Are you ready? Up to the very end of your ankles. You complete every element up to the very end of your ankles, and staccato remains to be the same sharp. Thank you. And now let us try to connect it with the musical character. You remember that first the music comes as the drama, and we let the music to be watched and noted by the audience, and we read the character of the music, and then we join to the music as another instrument. You have to follow Kirill, you have to be with him, follow his pace, and read his movements. Thank you. And now you reconstruct, get back to the 3 lines again, return to the previous position of 3 lines. So now let us use our imagination and try to turn this element together with this music and try to create the plastic phrase. We try to turn this element into a pattern, and let's repeat it 2 times. To the left. So I have to move to the right. And let's repeat this element twice. Ready? Tour Eiffel to the left. Move your feet. Vertical, Tour Eiffel to the left. Move your feet. And now we try to create the phrase and add to this phrase another element, a couple of elements. Let's see how it will work out. We connect imagination and this moving. Maybe it will remind us about the rain in St. Petersburg and these lines made by the rain. The top of the head is in the air. We move our feet vertical. Again, we move ourselves to the right. Resonance in the wrists. Soft knee. Then accompanied. The leg goes in the attitude, relevé with your head. 2 steps. Draw your feet. Support on your knee. And we make rond. Once again. This might be something like Mozart. Once again, we do this phrase. Tourefel to the left, move your feet, vertical. Tourefel to the left, move your resonance. Attitude relevé, 2 steps, rond. Ready? The first line. All together, and then the first line goes up. To the left, tourefel. Move your feet. Vertical. Softly to the left. Move your feet. The right knee, attitude, relevé, head, 2 steps, rond. Tourefel to the left. Attitude. Separate. So when you come up to the attitude, first you are there. You have to support one knee with another one. This movement rond, behind yourself, you have to draw a circle. For you could see it from the other side. You could see from the back. You have to see the circle drawn by your feet. And this pattern will make the rond exercise. So we are preparing now for another exercise, Narcissus. You lose your support now. Next exercise. So, in the foundation of this figure is the legend about the flower. There was the whole story about the flower and its reflection in the water of the spring. So Decroux developed a very interesting figure about this topic, and every movement is motivated by the inner state, by the inner process and inner vision. The video of your vision is very important, not less than with Stanislavski system. So the flower is walking down the road, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden he sees a lake. Then he gets closer to the lake, and we move the weight of the body to the very end. And on your supporting leg, we make ourselves flat. And 2 movements, 2 staccato, chest and relevé. And inertia takes us forward. Thank you. Now, forget your support. Just cancel your support. We do it in three movements. Get it back, and together. Same from the left. In this technique, we have to work with our weight. and there is a connection with the gravity. And here we can see the variety of this work because of the change of the weight, relieve, working with inertia. Either we follow the inertia or we abruptly stop it. Ready to start from the left leg and the weight. More weight to the left leg. Get back. The first line, the narcissus from the left leg. So, I go down, I go closer, I look. Narcissus saw a beautiful reflection in the lake. He gets closer to it, arms goes apart, totally being flat, laying flat on the surface of the water. And position number 4, Narcissus gets closer to the reflection, and reflection falls apart like any reflection as soon as Narcissus touches the reflection. And again, we repeat this exercise from the right leg. Staccato, legato, weight on the supporting leg, legato on the supporting leg. We turn ourselves parallelly to the floor, 2 staccatos, chest and forward. The third line. With the other leg, loose your wrist. Don't bend your elbows. Just make your arms loose. Just use your elbows to watch aside. Yeah. Wrists. Turn your wrists. On your supporting leg, staccato, open, the corpse parallel to the floor, 2 staccatos, touch the reflection and back to position number 4. The reflection fell apart. We can come up to the fun imagination and start practicing exercise triangle. In the exercise triangle, you can use the lexicology of Decroux, from where you can build your patterns. Now we'll try to take just one group. You remain on the side, the rest of you remain on the side. We just take a group of 3 and let us explain the rule very briefly. 3 people stay together in the mise-en-scène, and between each of them there is a distance of his stretched arm till the shoulder of his partner. The next line is right behind the leading figure, and he orientates to his shoulders. The second line repeats all the movements of the angle of the triangle. The leading angle can pass his status to the next one. We just turn very energetically to the side to whom we... It's like the replic said, like the phrase goes to the partner followed by a certain gesture, and then you continue your life within the triangle, and the plasticity of life and the movement goes inside of the triangle. Now let us restrict the number of the objects inside of the triangle. There are a number of the objects in the triangle, and this exercise develops the parallel attention. The leader, the text, the space, the partners, and specifically we have the verbal text who is made by the leading angle of the triangle. We have to restrict the movement of the triangles. The triangle is not going to move from the center of the space. And we will give the run, step, jump, the instruments. And also you can make up your mind to where, in what direction you're going to move. When you are ready, you can start. Thank you. And now we're going to add the communication with the music. A different triangle, please. Let us connect it. Let us connect it with the musical element. Let us first listen to the music. Put the position the most convenient for you, and first listen to the music, the marche. First listen. Thank you. So you've listened to the fragment, musical fragment. This is for the first time when we listen to this fragment. And our task here is to, in this triangle, to build ourselves, to think in the group, in ensemble, to be connected with the partner, and to continue the story that was started by the angle of a triangle. Okay? Thank you. We remember that the most important for us is the corpus, and the arms are the most important for us. The first variation was the most, was the best. Thank you. The next fragment, just first listen to it. Toro. Then who is ready? Come up. This is the waltz. What size is this? Yes, 3/3, 3/4. And there is a pattern there. We know the consequence of steps, and then you just continue with your imagination. This is your imagination. We follow you. We are not dancing the waltz. We create the story. This is the plastic expression. Ready? And we very actively move around the space of the room. Keep the distance. Remember about your shoulders. The next triangle, and here we can follow the space of the room. You can start in any position, from any position you like. Just choose the position, the one which is the most applicable for your story. Okay? Toro. Thank you. Here we had a very interesting variety, and I understood and I could read your pattern. The patterns can repeat here with the reprises, same as in the musical piece, and you can feel yourself more freely. Let's take two triangles, the male and female triangles for the waltz, 3 and 3. And let's add another object of the attention, another triangle. We've got plenty of space here. Feel free for movement. You can right now take your position. You can take right now your position. Thank you. And the next fragment, which we can show. Well, let's now repeat one more figure before we start with the next fragment. Let's make a combination of audio, and then we will use it in our next fragment. Will you build yourself in 3 lines? In the Technique Decroux, there are no illustrative transmission of things which we see in reality. In reality, it has an intonation and is built on imagination. For example, just to say goodbye, Technique Decroux is also language, and we always start with simple things like to say hello, to say goodbye. So the combination, the figure is adieu in French, means bye. It has 2 variations. It has 2 variants. Let's look at them. Position number 2, adieu 1. We remember about the triple pattern, and now we make the first movement with your head to the right, backward, to the right, bound to the right, back. This is the diagonal. Our eyes are looking to the imaginable object with which we want to say goodbye, to which we want to say goodbye. And this is what we start with, okay? Your head, plus Tour Eiffel, and we draw, intonate your leg to the supporting leg. The wrist goes upper than the shoulder. Don't break your wrist. Then subito we take it down to the corpus and get it back. It cannot be two equal accents together. The most strongest one is the last one. Don't break your wrist line. Turn your elbow upward. So we make 4 diagonals with the angle of 45 degrees. Let's practice this combination once again. Head legata, Tour Eiffel legata, elbows higher than your wrist, wrist and elbow. 4 diagonals like a falling autumn leaf. Get back to position number 2 with the open toes. Line number 2. To be more precise, here on these diagonals, it's important to remember about the chain. Staccato legato, staccato performs the movement, and then the line in legato, and then turn, and again legato line. Let us make it in details. And position number 2, open position. This is an open position. Let's repeat it again. Here, we've got 2 staccatos at the beginning. Will you show them? This figure, head, chest, and Tour Eiffel from the other side to the other side with the upper arm, your wrist, down and up. The palm parallel to the floor, up on the level of your eyes. Turn 2 steps, go to the axis, move the axis. Once again, let's repeat it. Here we see the 3 parts of the structure like Japanese hoko, and the beginning and the rhythm of the beginning is same as at the end. 3 movements, 3 movements, and 3 movements. Steps repeat the rhythm of the first initial elements. Are you ready? Let's start. So translation is not tour Eiffel, but more vertical. You have to keep your corpse and move your axis forward, starting from the down. The second line goes forward. Tour Eiffel, move your feet. Move your foot closer to the supporting foot. Now let us connect them in a short canon. These two phrases, let's get them connected in one canon. One is Lisa and then Kirill. And then the second one joins at that moment when the first one performs returning up and prepares the diagonal. Second position, take your feet more broader. And now let us do it all together. Try to be more precise with your steps and keep to the same rhythm as we usually begin. Tour Eiffel has to be done together with your arm. Adieu 1 and adieu 2. Once again, do your version. You have to move with your arm closer to your corpse and then get it back. Be more precise. And adieu 2. All together, get ready. 2 staccatos and then legato. And let's specify the exercise. So when you are supported on your left leg and you have a toe, there's a stretched fingers. Stretch your fingers. And from this vertical position, you add your translation going forward to. So with this foot. So now let us do it together with the music. Musical fragment Arvo. You see, we hear here repeating basses. We can always take music as drama and catch what the composer imposed and made here. We can pay attention to those patterns on which the composer made and built his music, and take our imaginations from these essential patterns. So listen to these basses. What kind of the images can be built on these basses? Let us try. You can think about the character, not necessarily to repeat this character. Don't be overwhelmed with the music, but go together, work, cooperate with the music together. Find the mode of cooperation with the music. And we remember about the rule of the triangle, the distance of the stretched arm between the partners. We move together with the leader. When the text is given to us, we catch it. We never start our movement from zero level. Mind these second distances, second line distance. Thank you. And now let us make another pattern. Same fragment. Let us read in a different way. Let us oppose the character of the music to a different reading, different essence. Keep the second line distance. Thank you. So here, at the very beginning, we could read the patterns, and you have to be very cautious with your repetitions. When we repeat it more than 3 times, we are risking to make the transparent, the piercing movement lose, because then we have to turn it into a different element and to develop it further on. It's very good that with the reprise, you got the pattern back, and you reminded us about the final, and you found the appropriate final. I could have wished you more freedom in your space, and it would be more space for development. Okay, let us, all of us, put the position of a semicircle. So finally, we are about to finish our masterclass, and we had here the students of the acting department, 3rd year, and if you have any questions, you can write to me in the Facebook, and the moderator will help you to get connected with me, and I will be very happy to answer your questions in any languages, in English or French. I will be very happy. I want to wish you all the successes and to thank all the organizers for possibility to have a class to be open, so open to the world. You see, today we're closer to the world than we used to be because of the lack of the borderlines. Thank you very much.